Well, hi everybody. I'm Fiona Hooper, professional landscape artist, and I'd like to welcome everyone back to this week's The Poetry of Painting. Another instalment this week, a new poem, and I hope you've all had a good week since I last saw you. And yeah, it's a whole week since last Wednesday already. Time is flying by. Anyway, if you're watching, I'd love to know who you are, where you're from, and do please feel free to ask questions and leave any comments in the chat. That would be lovely. So, as normal, I'm going to talk about one of my paintings, and this one is called Beautiful Birches. And so I have that here. Hopefully you can see it reasonably well without too much reflection on it. There we go. Again, it's an oil, it's a knife painting in oil, so it does have some lovely textures on there. I don't know if you can see those. And I just love the patterns of the bark on birches and aspens as well in the States that they have. We don't tend to get aspens over here so much. But I love the rich muted colours contrasting with the lovely fresh clean blue of the sky, you know, in the late winter, just before the spring starts. It gives, for me, it gives a feeling of the deep slumber of winter until the spring arrives and awakens the trees and the brambles, the ferns, other plants, and also the insects and animals that have either been hibernating or just slowed down over the winter months. So it's also the peacefulness of everything, just, you know, waiting patiently to come back to life, and the scents of the forest floor, the damp, earthy smells, bringing to mind fungi and moss, and the small sounds, the rustling of dead leaves, the birds, the breeze gently stirring the branches up above, and just the whole experience of being there and a feeling of belonging. So that's the painting. It is on my website if you'd like to have a look there. I'll put links in the comments afterwards. So I'll just put that down for a minute now. Well, no, I'll just keep it here. Why not? I know you can't see quite all of the painting, but never mind. So anyway, so it's time now for another of my poems, which has been written for this painting. And oh, I've got a comment there. Oh, Chris is looking forward to this week's poem. Great, thank you, Chris. I hope you won't be disappointed with it. So just try to imagine, if you will, that you're out in the woods on a beautiful morning, breathing in the fresh air and taking in the sights and the sounds around you. Just, you know, imagine how that feels, just being out there in nature. It's gorgeous. So here we are. The poem is Beautiful Birches, the same as the painting title. Surprise, surprise. And off we go. So majestic they stand in the quiet woods, patiently waiting for the season to turn, growing, forming buds for new leaves, towering above the tight coils of the fern. Individual and unique, they stand as though asleep, bare branches waiting in silhouette, looking down where the brambles creep. So distinctive the bark on their trunks, a patchwork of white, black and grey, like ebony and ivory, staccato patterns, or a giant's paintbrush has been at play. The smell of the damp leaf litter, last year's leaves crisp underfoot. There's new life in the rich soil, ideal for fungi to grow and to fruit. Their leaves will be delicate, unfurling way up on high, clean, fresh and green, creating fractals against the sky. But for now they wait, as the days grow longer. The sap is rising and the buds grow stronger. The brambles will spring into life, the coils of the ferns extend, branches with leafy mantles towards the earth will bend. So that's another poem, 7 verses this time. I went mad. I hope you enjoyed it. And it will, like the other poems, it will go with the painting when the painting sells. So if that's of interest to you, there we go. So anyway, great news today is that next week I will be having a guest on the show. And the guest is a poet who will be reading one of their own poems, which they've written about another of my paintings, which is a real honour. I'm so pleased about it. And this will be a very experienced poet, not like yours truly. So I really hope that you'll be able to join me next Wednesday, or join us next Wednesday, because there'll be 2 of us on here. So just a quick reminder, if you'd like to see new works before they appear on social media, and I've got one that I'm going to be sending out on my newsletter very soon, and to get invitations to events, you can sign up to my VIP mailing list on my website to get my newsletter. And I'll put the link for that in the comments below after this live as well. So any more comments for me? Oh, yeah. Chris says the trees are stunning and a lovely poem. I've got a real supporter there. Thank you so much, Chris. I really appreciate that. That's lovely. So I can't see any more comments at the moment, but please do feel free to leave comments. If you're watching on replay, just type #replay so I know you've seen it. And I look forward to seeing you next week with my guest. So stay safe, have a good week, and I will see you next Wednesday for another installment of Poetry of Painting. Bye for now. Bye.